You thought the forest only had the deer and the ram, but the snow biome changed everything. Tonight, I'll take you inside the ice. The weapons, the enemies, the hidden ruins, and explain how this cold patch flips the rules of the whole game. When you step into the snow biome for the first time, it doesn't feel like a simple skin change. The game adds something new, a freeze meter. It creeps down as you stand in the cold, and when it empties, you can no longer sprint. Your movements slow, your actions become clumsy, and the forest looks more dangerous than ever. That meter forces choices. Do you press on with light armor and risk freezing? Or do you find warm clothing before you go deeper? There are special warm items, hats, coats, and crafted gear from the warm clothing cabin that slow the freeze meter. If you equip them, you keep your speed longer and you can explore deeper pockets of the biome without slowing to a crawl. But the snow biome also gives you tools to fight the cold. Cold chests and ice chests contain unique loot: the ice axe, the ice sword, and frozen throwables like ice shuriken and snowballs. The ice axe chops ice, breaks frozen chests, and when it hits an enemy, it applies a chill effect, slowing them down. The ice sword hits hard and applies frost. Enemies slow after being struck, which makes it excellent against fast threats. You will also find dangerous places: polar bear caves and the ice temple. These areas hold the best ice chests, but they are guarded. Polar bears and frozen cultists protect the loot, and the cave entrances are often stuck behind thick ice you must break with a worthy axe. And then there's the owl. The owl is the snow biome's nightmare. It doesn't behave like the deer or the ram. The owl can swoop in at night and hit you from above. It appears most often if the snow biome is generated in your run, and it targets movement. If you move while it's nearby, it will lock onto you. A flashlight can stun the owl for a moment, freeze its dive, but if you keep moving or you stand in the wrong place on thin ice, the owl will punish you before you can react. Compare this to the deer and the ram. The deer stalks. It watches, it pressures, it isolates. The ram charges and smashes. You get a clear telegraph, a meter, and a brutal sprint. The owl is something else: instant, aerial, and unforgiving when you make a mistake. That trio, deer, ram, owl, each teaches a different survival lesson: stealth, movement, and stillness. In the snow biome, stillness becomes one of your tools. Sometimes the safest move is to stop, hold your ground, and wait the owl out. The snow biome also rewrites the environment. Frozen lakes look safe, but can hide holes or thin ice. If you rush across, you might break through or be trapped while an enemy circles. Many chests are encased in ice. To open them, you must chip the ice away with the good axe, strong axe, or the ice axe. This is intentional. The biome turns resources into puzzles. There are new animals too: Arctic foxes, polar bears, and even roaming mammoths. Each one rewarding but deadly. Mammoths drop tusks. Polar bears guard the best ice chests. Their spawns can block a route, forcing you to go around or prepare for a fight. Inside the ice temple and scattered ruins, players have found runes and occult symbols, frozen marks that suggest this biome is not merely natural. Some think cultists performed rituals here, linking ice with something older. Others claim the snow biome is the cold mirror to the volcanic biome. Fire and ice, two halves of the same secret. Mechanically, the biomes mirror each other. The volcanic biome punishes heat exposure, destroys gear in lava, and rewards items like the infernal sword. The snow biome punishes freezing, locks loot behind ice, and offers frost weapons that slow. The crossbow survives lava in the volcano. In snow, frozen ranged tools like the ice shuriken and the ice bow, if present in your server, give you reach while applying the cold status. So what's the strategy? First, warm up. Get warm gear before deep exploration. Second, use frost weapons to control crowds. Slow effects are invaluable. Third, respect the owl. If you see it circle, stand still and wait it out. Flashlight works as a temporary deterrent, but only if you time it. Fourth, don't rely on campfire alone. Campfires give warmth, yes, but they can also draw attention. The owl and other predators do not always respect your little glow. I ran a few tests while recording this. I walked across thin ice with and without warm gear. I opened ice chests after breaking the shells, and I baited the owl with quick movement and then stood still. The owl behaved as described. It locks onto motion and punishes it. The ice sword slowed multiple enemies so effectively I could retreat and heal. The ice axe broke chests quickly and let me access exclusive loot. The mystery remains. Why place occult ruins under snow? Why carve runes into frozen stone? I believe the devs are building a two-part narrative. The volcanic biome hints at sacrifice and fire. The snow biome hints at preservation and frozen rituals. Together, they whisper a larger story, but it's up to us to connect the clues. So, which biome do you prefer? Fire that burns and melts, or ice that freezes and preserves? Vote in the comments, volcano or snow. Tell me your survival tips for snow runs. What warm items did you find? What happened when the owl came for you? If you liked this deep look into the snow biome, hit like, subscribe, and share your theories. I'll test the most interesting ones in the next video, and together, we'll dig through the ice until the full truth is revealed. See you in the cold.